What's up guys, Louis here. Hope all of you are doing great. In today's video, we will be talking about 8 expert tips to surviving South Africa's rising cost of living.
Hope they won't shoot me down.
With the rising fuel and food prices, many South Africans find themselves struggling to make ends meet. The worsening cost of living in the country was exacerbated by lockdowns and resulted in crippled supply chain and food insecurities. Due to the ongoing recession that comes with constant fuel increases, growing inflation and huge surge in food costs, and increasing interest rates on top of that, many South Africans have found themselves in a tight financial position and are struggling to make it through to their next payday. The Reserve Bank is planning another interest rate hike next week, and some analysts even predict a 100 basis point hike. This is really bad for people that have a lot of consumer debt like car loans and credit card debt, as well as personal loans. To try to offset the situation, I have compiled some practical tips that South Africans can implement to survive the rising cost of living. Number 1 would be selling household goods that are no longer in use. According to a Gumtree survey, the average household has as much as 35,000 Rand in unused goods in their homes, including old textbooks, electronics, and even exercise equipment. There is also more positive sentiment among South Africans towards buying second-hand goods, so now can be a good time to start selling all of the stuff you really do not use. Following a minimalism approach can really help you with this. If you haven't already, go check out the documentary of minimalism on Netflix. This will change the way you think of consuming.
Stuff.
The accumulation of stuff.
Stuff is contributing to our discontent in so many different ways.
We never really stop to question what is essential, what is necessary, how much of this stuff is actually adding any value to my life.
We have the opportunity to have so much.
Anything that you can think of, you can get on your doorstep now within 24 hours.
That's almost like magic.
What if you removed one material possession from your life each day for a month? What would happen?
People are starting to realize and appreciate the value of choosing to buy pre-loved and gently used goods in good condition, instead of spending their hard-earned money at the mall just to buy a brand new item. You might also consider joining a free cycle group and setting up a watch list alert on sites like Gumtree or even Facebook Marketplace. That is another creative way of repurposing second-hand goods for profit. You can find items that people might be giving away for free, repair them and flip them in your own community. And believe me, this is really possible. I've done it myself. Selling pre-owned clothing online can be an extra source of income, especially for the ladies. One thing many of us do have as a potential source of income is our wardrobes. With new apps and online platforms in South Africa, not only can you convert your unwanted and unworn clothing into cash, but you can also tap into the global trend of paring down and decluttering. There is no startup capital required to launch this side hustle, and again, this will form part of the approach of minimalism. Number 2 would be carpooling and ride sharing. With the rising fuel cost, limiting your kilometers can be a great way to save on fuel. Before you grab your car keys, ask yourself a few questions. Can you create a carpool and share the school commute with another family? Could you negotiate a work from home option with your employer or decrease the number of days that you work in office? Are there any planned errands you can combine into a single trip? And an added bonus of keeping your car parked more often is that your carbon footprint will be shrinking, adding to a feel-good motivation to your budgeting. Number 3 would be using loyalty reward programs to save on groceries and fuel. The high cost of food is also another subject on everyone's lips. The reason for the increases range from the war in Ukraine to the weaker rand and natural disasters such as the floods in KwaZulu-Natal. My advice to consumers is to roam the aisles across supermarket chains or make comparisons on the shopping apps. There's plenty of discounts and specials to be found on these online websites. It makes such financial sense to become a savvier shopper, comparing cost on similar if not exactly the same items, adding up rewards on loyalty cards and calculating how much it costs to buy in bulk. It is shown in recent surveys that Pick n Pay ranks as the most affordable, and they have the smart shopper that really has quite a lot of benefits. Checker scoops up the best loyalty benefits, meaning you save the most when shopping at Checkers, and Woolies ranks first for best shopping experience. But let's be honest, shopping experiences won't help you save money. Number 4 would be to forget brand loyalty. This is especially true with brands like Woolies. Assessing your financial situation in an honest way is vital. Getting back to basics and focusing on essentials is the only way that most people will cope with their present needs, let alone growing investments for when they can no longer work. And one way to do this is by trying out cheaper brands that you are not used to. Some people will not like doing this, but believe me, it's really worth the effort. Draw up a weekly shopping list and buy your supplies where you will get the best value. Try out a different grocery brand. You may be pleasantly surprised at the savings. Avoid popping into convenience stores for food items. This comes at a price, especially those late night engine woolly shopping purchases. Number 5 would be to reduce debt, and this is probably one of the most important ones. Keeping necessary debt is one of the best ways to save money, and obviously getting rid of unnecessary debt. Firstly, debt is acceptable if it takes a form such as a home loan to purchase your own property or rental properties. Debt is bad if you borrow money to buy the latest gadgets or the latest iPhone or whatever. If more than a third of your income goes to paying your debt and you find yourself taking out loans to get through the month, get help before a legal process is started against you. Just be careful of professional debt review companies because they can help you with the debt relief and protection of creditors, but this isn't necessarily the best way to go. Number 6 would be to grow your income sources. Whether that's with investments, a second income, getting a second or even a third job can be the solution to surviving the economic crisis. Many people are taking on additional part-time work, from bookkeeping to teaching English online. Online learning has also made it easier to build your skills and qualifications. Explore new ways to boost your income because South Africans are all for side hustles. Number 7 would be to stay money motivated. And I really love this one because it is essential to spend money consciously. Make sure to check how well you manage to stick to your budget at the end of every month or even every week. When planning how to adapt and trim expenses, it helps if you think of the process as taking control of your life. This really makes one feel proud. Focus on your long-term goals. Being debt-free is great for your bank balance and for your mental health, and you are better positioned to realize your dreams. If you want to find out more, check out the video I made about the 50-30-20 budgeting rule because there I explain it a bit more in detail. Number 8 would be plan your shopping. Most retailers have reliable and efficient online shopping available with free or cost-effective delivery options. Apart from the time and fuel that is saved, you may well reduce your monthly grocery bill. as impulse buying is eliminated and most of the times you will be able to get better deals anyway. With that said, I feel that these are 8 practical tips that you can start to implement immediately, and I feel that they are really easy to implement as well. Go and have a look at some of my previous videos where I talk about budgeting as well as the 50-30-20 rule, because this will help you to understand the process a bit better. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which tip you like the most. For me, the one that makes the biggest difference is reducing unnecessary debt. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.